What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Black Knight Sersi 2-pack. So let's check it out. Now tuning into the Encountered Culture.
I'm being erased, I'm being replaced. Counter-culture, it's in your face. It's fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be a drinking with my friends. When we go out, you'll never see us again.
Alright, as promised, we are going to be looking at the Black Knight Sersi 2-pack. So let's check it out. Alright, checking out the box. So we do get the renderings of each figure on the front, along with the comic art in the background there. Marvel Legends series, Black Knight, Sersi, Avengers, Beyond Earth's Mightiest. Some important information there at the bottom. Flip it to the side. Still getting that awesome comic book art. This one looks really good. Just nice color. Just adds a great pop to these boxes. Flip it to the back, that's what you get. So you do get the Black Knight, you get Sersi, you get some effects on the inside. So there you go. Flip it to this side, and of course additional renderings of each figure. But let's see what they look like outside of the box. Fresh out the box, you do get to see both of these figures, both donning their leather jacket look. So this is a very it's a cool look, definitely for a specific period. Really captures that sort of nostalgia from that aspect. Cool figures. Full disclosure, the main reason I bought this pack was to add Sersi. I already have a Black Knight. But now, I mean, they are building out a lot of these leather jacketed era characters. So really, you could kind of put, that together as well if that's something that you're looking at doing. Both figures are pretty nice just right out of the box. Of course, we'll look a little bit closer just so you can get a better look. So let's do that. We'll start with the Black Knight. First up, taking a look at the Black Knight figure here. Get a little closer just so you can see. So with this one, as opposed to the previous release, you are just going to get the one head sculpt. That's what you need for this version. So, the paint is a little bit better than the original. Still the same facial expression, and I'll show you closer here in a little bit. But you do get a little bit more detail in the face there. Jacket. I mean, if you so wanted to remove it and crack the torso and replace the arms, you could do that. Other than that, I mean, it'll come off, but if you need to do that. So definitely reuse on the legs here from the original. So still that same style of legs with sort of the chainmail built in there that we've seen on a few figures, and then the boots as well. So you have this same articulation with all those figures. So I won't belabor that too much, but just so you have an idea of how things are going to go. That's your basic stuff. One thing I will say though on mine, the head is rather loose. I don't know if that'll be the case for everybody's figures, but definitely on mine. I mean, he's just hanging on there. Alright, so with him, you do get the extra set of hands. You do get the photon sword as opposed to the ebony blade for this era of Black Knight. So that's pretty neat. Looks good. And there we can just take a quick look at him wielding that photon sword. Looking, very lightsaber-esque, but I think that was the inspiration anyway. Cool looking effect sword. It'll look good for this era of the Black Knight. Let's take a look at him backed up against the previous release. So here you can see both Danes backed up against each other, hanging out, doing the thing. Both this version and this more modern version. I think you can find a place in your display for it. Just really depends on what you're looking for. This is kind of the one I'm going to rock with. Like I said, I did buy the pack more specifically to add Sersi in the display because it didn't have a version of Sersi. But I'm going to have to figure out something because I do like this version of Black Knight. So you guys let me know down in the comments what you're planning on doing with this. Maybe find some inspiration there. But other than that, I think both of these are nice figures. there's been, problems in the past with the legs easily breaking off. So far, so good on my end. Knock on wood, haven't had that happen. So hopefully I can continue that streak and no issues. But you guys let me know what you think about these figures down in the comments. If you have a preference, which one you are going to display, which one you are displaying. If you even care about adding either of these characters, definitely want to hear your feedback on that. So I did want to point out the difference in the head sculpts here. So it is the same one, but obviously, like with the modern releases, they are doing a lot more of that photoreal tech in getting a better, more realistic look on the figures. So here it is on the previous release. You can see not as much detail in the skin or the lips. You get a little like facial hair stubble going on down there. And just a very blank face here. So just so you guys get to take a look at that. Right away, I feel like I really am enjoying this figure. Not so much there, but just the face sculpt and design of the figure just looks nice. I've said in previous videos, they've just really been doing a nice job with the face sculpts. Some complaints on like some characters with the lip coloring and whatnot, but absolutely not the case here. I mean, you can really see how nicely painted those eyes are. A great shade of green. Lips are painted. You get a little bit of like eyeshadow up there to just add a nice little element. The hair design looks really cool. Certainly captures an era, right? And just overall a nice looking figure. Like these little deco pieces, like this is exactly what I wanted when this was announced. Exactly, super excited to add Sersi to the collection. I was wondering, how they were gonna go into any Eternals related figures based on the movie and how poorly those sold, but hopefully we can separate the comic and the movie figures and move on from that. So not only do you get the figure here with this set of hands, you do get an extra set of hands and 2 power effects. So you get 2 fists to go along with those open hands. And then these fireball effects, these are really cool. I want to say I haven't seen these in Marvel Legends before. They are really nice effects. So, hey, always happy to see new effects added to the mix. This way you have a little, more options. You don't have to use them with her. You can use them with, anybody who would have any sort of power like this. So, definitely happy to add these. As far as articulation goes, this will probably be where most people's complaints are, just because there are some older elements in here. So you do just have like the single jointed elbows, obviously on a pin body. But look, that all comes down to like user or consumer preference, right? It's not something that bothers me, especially like in this case, right? So like black pins, red pins, but they're on the black and red piece. So it's just not noticeable unless you're looking for it. But I'm not too concerned about that. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. I know it's a driving point for a lot of collectors, and that's fair. I mean, you're spending money, it's your collection. You should be happy with what you're collecting. I cannot keep her standing though, as you may have noticed. All right. So full way around on the arms. You can get up about that high. Both sides. Upper torso. Get it back about that far. And only goes down about that far. The head, you're going to be fairly limited. I mean, you can go around. No problems there, but it's about as far back as you're going to get, and that's as far down as you're going to get. So you're going to get nothing on the back and forth, but you can get the side to side and maybe get her a little looking up if you go to the side. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm happy to add this figure. Glad to have Sersi. Love when I get new characters. Always expanding the collection, right? So instead of getting something we've already had, love it when we can get a new character in the collection. One quick thing I did want to point out is you are going to see a pretty noticeable gap from where the arm connects to the torso, where that leather jacket piece just doesn't touch. So I know that'll make some people, a little upset about that, but just wanted to show that there. Also, definitely a little bit more difficult time trying to get her to stand to the point of people who are really pro like pinless bodies. That's one of the drivers for sure on female figures, because they have a better time, easier time getting them to stand. The legs are just a lot more firm and able to hold in place. So that I will give that to the pinless crowd. For your Sersi size comparison, changing it up here a little bit. So I do have her backed up against both Firestar and Vertigo, just to kind of give you an array of female figures that she could size up against, just purely for size comparison, just so you have an idea. So about average height for female figures, just so you are aware of that. So there you have it. There is your Black Knight Sersi 2-pack. This was the Amazon exclusive. Nice pack all around, even if you have a Black Knight. But if you're one of the folks that don't have a Black Knight, this is a good entryway to it, because cost on that original release version, it's definitely gone up in years, right? So they're obviously different eras of the costume, so specific to how you want to collect it. But if you're new to collecting and you don't have a Black Knight, this is a good entryway to you. If you've been collecting for a long time or not, you get Sersi in this, right? And that's cool. We get to add a new character to our collections, to our displays. I'm always excited when that happens. I think a lot of people are, or at least I hope you are, because if you're not happy about it, then why are you collecting? But that's a question for a different day. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments. If you're gonna get this, if you care about it, whatever, let me know. Like to hear about it. Let's get a dialogue going. Appreciate you guys for dropping in. As always, if you are over on Instagram or you are over on Whatnot, feel free to head over there and check it out as well. And guys, until next time, take it easy.
I'm being erased, I'm being replaced. Counterculture, it's in your face. It's fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends.